Hi, everybody. Thanks for clicking on my blog. If you hear the background music, that means I'm not at home. I'm at work. I like the background music. It helps me get into my groove. I am Larry Baker, certified Sommelier Level 2 and Senior Wine and Spirits Specialist at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits in Florida. Thank you so much for clicking on my blog. If it's your first time, welcome. I want to talk about a grape that took a down plunge in like really boom, like a Titanic sinking, ever since the movie Sideways, where the main character said, "I'm not drinking any effing Merlot. I'm not drinking any Merlot," even though for us cork dorks, at the end of the movie, where the main character was very depressed and wanted to drink one of his prize collections, a 1962 Chateau Cheval Blanc, right bang Bordeaux, and he drank it out of a paper cup. For those of us who know, Chateau Cheval Blanc is Merlot, mostly Merlot. Have you heard of the name Petrus? In some restaurants, this is $2,000-3,000 a bottle, 100% Merlot. So I think the writer of the movie Sideways, that caused the grape Pinot Noir to go up and the grape Merlot to go down, was making a statement to the wine world that they misunderstood. I think they don't like American Merlot. I don't like personally the California Merlot style, but there's a lot of ways to skin a Merlot and other places that do not make that very sugary tasting. I've been sampling a specific Merlot. I've talked about these people before to my guests. Annette Bergevin, Amber Lane formed, they were friends from way back, decided that they were going to one day open up a winery, and they did. Bergevin Lane, Annette Bergevin, Amber Lane. This is the 2011 Wild Child Merlot from a single vineyard, the Stone Tree Vineyard in the Wahluke Slope in eastern Washington, which is got some good irrigation there in that area from the Columbia River and on the border of Oregon, Washington, and a very stressful place for vines. Annette hired Dave Harvey. Dave Harvey is the winemaker for Bergevin Lane, and he has over 20 years experience making only specifically Washington State wines. I keep telling you people, and I'm going to preach it, even though I've never been on road trip, I've never been invited, I've never been to the state. There are 913 wineries, count them. 913 wineries in the state of Washington making some of the best wines, especially Merlot, but not Merlot like what you perceive Merlot to be. And nobody knows anything except the great conglomerate of Chateau Saint Michelle, which owns Columbia Crest and 14 Hands and Red Diamond, and the list goes on and on and on. And nothing wrong with those wine. It's just that nobody knows of any of the small little boutique wineries like Bergevin Lane that have smaller production because they're not available. Okay, but whenever I taste this wine, everybody goes, "Good Cabernet," when they blind taste it, because they think in their minds that Pinot Noir is the light one, Merlot is really smooth and fruity tooty, and then Cabernet is the big bold one. But that's because they're thinking again of Napa Valley, California, these hot climates that are very sugarified, high alcohol wines, and almost all their cabs taste like that, you know. But and Merlot is a great grape, as we talk about Petrus, one of the greatest wineries in the world in Pomerol in France. So what's the difference between this 2011 Bergevin Lane Wild Child Merlot from Washington State, which I just love and I'll describe in a little bit, and 2012 Chateau Ferret Lambert from Bordeaux near Saint-Emilion near Greyjac, which I've written about before? It's 90% Merlot and 10%. Not much in taste-wise, not much in price-wise. It's just Washington State produces the Merlots that you love from Saint-Emilion or Right Bank Bordeaux, except for a heck of a lot of less money and certainly a lot less sugar. The Bergevin Lane, I have it in a glass, the Wild Child Merlot. I want to bring back interest in the great Merlot. Everybody who tastes it buys a bottle or even a case. so dark right off the bat. You're getting these dark, you're getting sandy sandstone, dark black cherry, blackberry, black currant. You're not getting the typical sugar-fied, NutraSweet smell that you get out of some American Merlots, which gives the grape a bad rap. It's off the nose. It's just strictly French style. Look at the darkness of that color. That's Merlot. That's my kind of Merlot. Mm. Mm. No wonder they're tasting Cabernet. This is day two this wine has been open, but it's so delicious. Notes of espresso, and a cocoa toast. How many months? I'm guessing at least over a year, 16 months or so. It doesn't say, 20 months in mostly French oak barrels. I am getting a little bit of American oak in there, but the wine is just big and bold. The alcohol level is 14.2, which is higher than you'll find in Bordeaux, but not actually. The Chateau Ferret Lambert is over 14% alcohol too. It's just very, very full body. It is not sweet. It is that spiciness, that toast, that espresso, the darker flavors of Merlot. Mm. I said it like when I wrote about Desert Wind and that proprietary blend. You can't tell the difference between Bordeaux and Washington State, and for you cork dorks, it also shares the same geographical latitude, 48 degrees as Bordeaux. So usually if it's a good year in Bordeaux, it's a very similar year, but the same elevation, good long sunny days, and very, very cool nights gives the grapes a chance to rest. This is not a fruity tooty wine. This is the kind of Merlot for you cab drinkers that every 99% of the people have guessed that is a Cabernet Sauvignon when blind tasting, when they don't see the label Merlot. Not one person has even remotely guessed any other grape but Cabernet because of its deep, dark flavors. So, just like they did in the movie Sideways, I am single-handedly going to get back on the soapbox and bring Merlot back. Because people shake their head like a catcher, or a pitcher, shaking off the sign in a baseball game. No, don't want the curveball, want the fastball. And say, how about a Merlot? When somebody says, how about a big, bold, dark, well-rounded, complex, layered wine? How about a Merlot? If I gave them a bottle of Petrus, they'd say, "Oh yeah, you buying $1,600?" They laugh at it. I take it. Guess what? It's 100% Merlot, but doesn't tell you on the bottle. That's Merlot. See, so people have a bad premonition, or just their mind is psychologically tuned in, and we need to change that. Drink more Merlot. Pick up this Bergevin Lane at an ABC Fine Wine and Spirits near you, and look for other Washington State Merlots anywhere else you are. They are going to taste big and bold and dark, exactly like Bordeaux. So we can go to Bordeaux, or we can go to Washington State. I think this one is $21.99 on sale. Drinks like a $30-$40 bottle of wine. I really like this 11. For those of you who know me as Shima, we carried the Moonspell Cabernet from these people. Look them up online at Bergevin Lane. You can follow Bergevin Lane and then Bergevin at many sites, I think Instagram, Twitter, and at BLV Wine. And you can follow us at www on our website, abcfws.com, and we're on Instagram as well. So I hope to see you soon. Seek this out, whether you're in another ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. Talk to your wine and spirit specialist there and ask them for Bergevin Lane Merlot, and make believe it's a cab, because that's what it's going to drink like. But to me, it drinks like textbook Merlot. Okay, deep and dark, not the kind of Merlot you're thinking in your head with all the fruity tooty and the sugar and the razzle dazzles, or those candy razzles, or what's the other one? I forget now. The different color. I forget. It doesn't make a difference. Skittles. That's the one I was thinking about. No, it doesn't have any of that going on. Certainly not all. Great job, Dave Harvey. Great job, Bergevin Lane. Or you can text, once you follow me on my website, you can follow me and you can have 24 hours, 7 day a week access to any questions you might have, or come visit me at ABC Fine Wine and Spirits. And in other markets in the United States, you can seek out wines like Bergeron Lane and maybe a Merlot from one of the other 912 winery if somebody would start bringing in more Washington wine. So drink more Merlot. It's big, it's bold, it's not wimpy. So forget what the guy in Sideways said. He's not drinking any effing more Merlot. You need to drink some freaking Merlot. Until I see you next time, drink more Washington State Merlot. It is going to surprise you. And have yourself a grape day.